real, you've got to you're a sorter. That's what you do. You sort, you sort, you sort. You're shucking oysters. Think of this. Get this visual. It's a early morning. The sun's just coming up over the bay. I'm not up yet because I don't get up that early, but you're on the end of a dock of a bay, and the sun's coming up, and you can smell the salt water. I guess you're not at the bay, you're at the ocean because there's salt water. And you're smelling it, and there's a bunch of divers in the water, and they're pulling up huge buckets full of oysters, like 100 oysters at a pop. And you have a little penknife there, or whatever you shuck oysters with, and your job is to shuck open the oyster and see if there's a pearl in it. And you get paid a commission of $100 every time you find a pearl, sort of like a direct bonus. So it's $100 every time you get 6 oysters, 3 on the left, 3 on the right, you get an extra. So you get $100 every time you find a pearl. So, and there's already a dozen buckets behind you with 100 oysters, and there's divers pulling up more buckets every 5 minutes. So there is no shortage of oysters. This is what some of you are doing. You get your first oyster, and this is the oyster that's going to make, this is a big fish oyster. And you shuck it open, and you see, and you look, and there doesn't seem to be a pearl, and you're like, this is a scam. And you go back, you get up, and you walk over to your boss, and you go, you know, I've been opening oysters, and I don't find any pearls. And they go, well, how many oysters did you open? You go, well, all right, I'll try a couple more. And you shuck open another one, no pearl. You shuck open, no, this is a big one, though. It's like a big oyster. You shuck it open, you're going, excuse me, Mr. Oyster, but actually having a pearl is very good for you. I don't know if you would consider growing a pearl. It's really good. Here, let me keep you warm and sing, oh, nice Mr. Oyster. Shuck the oyster, look for the pearl, and throw it the hell away. Just shuck it and throw it, chuck it and throw it, chuck it and throw it. Now the yellows, who are a third group of people, are going, you can't just throw people away. Figuratively speaking, yes, you can. There's either a pearl or there's not a pearl. How do you know if there's a pearl? Here's another major aha moment for somebody. Some of you are just trying to sign people up so you can get their $100, you can make a $100 direct bonus when they sign up. So you take someone, and when the presentation's over, they're like, you know, and you go, and you give them an hour-and-a-half pitch, and you close them. And you make a $100 direct bonus. Woo! That's awesome. Now, the next day, you got to call the guy up because he wants to quit and go, no, really, you know. And next day, you got to go, hey, you weren't at the meeting. Oh, and you got to convince the guy and beg the guy to come to a meeting. What are the odds of this person actually bringing someone to a presentation with them? About 0. Yeah, so this person is worthless to you as far as building your business goes. What you want is someone who is into it. Can you tell when people are into it? When you're on a date, can you tell when people are into it? Some of you can't, okay? You ever go to kiss someone and they don't kiss back? Doesn't that suck? They just go. Isn't that the most humiliating feeling? You're going, well, should I try again, or? Wow, that's, yeah, Gabby said no. Okay, cool. Ladies, that's not cool. Just kiss us once, and then, do you know what kind of psychological trauma that causes? That affects our ability to do this business. So at lunch, I want every one of you ladies to grab a guy and stick your tongue down his throat. I'm kidding. Carlos is happy. Okay. Oh my goodness, okay. Wow. No idea how we got here. So, oysters looking for pearls, and that's it. You're write this down, unemotional with the oysters. You're unemotionally attached to the oysters. You only become emotionally attached to the oysters if they have a pearl. Ay, ay, ay. Stop trying to convince people to do what you're doing.